Alright guys, today's video is going to be a lot, so sorry about it. I had a couple of failures. I think I failed 4 times. It was a brutal day when it comes to the throwing stuff. I went into work today. I was like breaking and ripping apart and prepping some reclaim. So you guys will get to see some of that process. I'll sing for you guys a little bit, which will be kind of fun. I have some ideas on, potential new videos. Since I failed so much, I'm also talking a lot about how to deal with those failures, right? So hopefully that can help you get to see me in a more raw, unfiltered state on me throwing. But yeah guys, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in a sec. Peace. Hello everybody, it's me. We're doing another video today. Today is Christmas. So what better thing to do on Christmas than to make some more pots? Every day you make the pots. Alrighty, so here I am. Getting this stuff off the way here. Today was kind of cool. So I was driving and I worked today. So I went to make some, some reclaim clay, just making it out of they have all the scraps, and ripping some things together. And on my way in, it's so interesting, I noticed that there's so many people on Christmas working, right? It had me think about what's my perspective on Christmas, right? And I think I'll talk about this again, so sorry if I repeat myself, but I thought about it and I was like, dang, for me, in my mind, right? And I think that's a really good frame of reference. If your mind thinks of something a particular way, right? Maybe you gotta listen to that, right? Just listen to what you really mean, right? A lot of people, they would say it's a holiday, take a break, right? Or it's a holiday, it doesn't need to be about work, right? But for me, when I think about Christmas, I instantly think, my brain goes to, nah, I don't have to do anything that day, right? That's how my brain understands Christmas is a day off, right? It doesn't understand Christmas as a holiday to be celebrated. My mind sees it as a day off, and so in my mind, that's unacceptable, right? And so that's why today I went into work and I did some stuff, and I was just kind of affirming of that idea because I saw all these other people working and doing stuff on a holiday, right? And so I think it's really about your approach and being honest. I think that's a really big part of understanding yourself, is being brutally honest with your understanding of your own actions, right? Do I actually view this as a holiday, or am I just using it as an excuse to not do anything? So let's say if you're viewing it as an excuse to not do something, maybe it's time to reevaluate things. That's why I also like birthdays. I get a special day just for me. Come on, I'm good. I think it's kind of for me, I never really liked celebrating it. I think as a kid I did. As I gotten older, I realized that I'm not that special. I don't deserve a day where it's just all about me, right? A day that's all about me is every day and me getting my shit done that I want to do in my life. Yeah. But I hope everybody else had a good Christmas. I think it's sometimes it's nice for people who don't normally get to spend time with their families. This is a good time to do that. Oh. I also think I came up with another idea of way that I can make content from like my pieces, my work, right? And if any of you guys are listening to this, it'd be cool to know like what you guys would think. But as I'm trying to get these new areas set up for more video, different angles and things, I had this idea of, drum roll please, what if I take my old pieces, like, and a lot of which you guys have no idea, like, or haven't seen. But I'll take like one old piece and I'll sort of tell you about it. It'll be like its own separate like video series. Maybe it'll be like self-critiques and stuff. I'll show you an old piece. I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it. And in doing so, maybe you guys will sort of understand like the lens that I'm looking through when I see like my own work, right? Sometimes I can be a little bit brutal. And I'm sure there's going to be pieces that like some of you guys like, but I might not like about it in my own work, right? And so if you want to learn ceramics, it might be cool because you'll get to see like the things that I'm looking for in a pot, right? Where potentially could be helpful for you guys. And then also, if you've ever had a moment in watching my videos where you're like, that doesn't make any sense, right? Like when I'm talking about when I'm throwing or when I'm looking at things, if I like or I don't like it, right? Maybe just seeing my work can give you a good frame of reference for like what I'm looking for when I'm throwing. So let me know if you guys think that would be cool. I think I'm going to do it anyway, but it would be cool to see if you guys have any opinions on it maybe. Or maybe if there's something in particular I can talk about. I was thinking more of like, I'll be talking about like, why did I make this? What was my mindset? Oh, fuck. What was my mindset while I was thinking about it, right? Come on, dude. Oh no. I really fucked this one up. I really fucked this one up, guys. We'll start here. Get up. Look at that. Let's see how this one works here. So what happened there is it got too thin and then it crumpled in on itself, but I'm trying to sort of finesse it by where I cut it to make it look as if it didn't fuck up. So we'll see. I think it looks okay right now, but we'll double check it here in a second when I make my way back around. Yeah, not bad. I feel like this one's saved. I think yesterday's ones were really good. So we'll sort of see if we can match that here. but there's one. There you go, guys. So this one right over here. There's like the perfect amount of like control and lack thereof yesterday. And it resulted in some cool, interesting forms. So I know it's not going to be like that every time, but god damn, would it be nice if it was. Okay. Close this one up. There we go. Alrighty. Get some water on here. Cut this off. And I keep thinking about too, like I had a thought today of like, so this is a big green screen area, and so this is going to be converted into just like filming footage of me like moving around and dancing or whatever, right? And I already told you guys I want to start streaming eventually, and I'm going to be making a new small area that I'm going to be throwing in, right? Because I really don't need so much green screen when you're only seeing this much of me, right? And so then I had the idea of like, oh, whoa, you know, it'd be sick is if I stream and then after I throw a pot, I can come over here. Maybe I'll have a computer screen or a screen like up right now, right? And I'll be able to look at the screen, but I'll overlay this green screen area. It'll be keyed out, so then I walk over here and I'll put it over top of like what you're seeing now. So for example, all of a sudden you'd see me just come out of nowhere like boop, 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 boop. I'd be looking at the pot and I'll be like sort of pointing at things on the pot that I like and I don't like, or moments, right? Just in live time. And it was just like, oh, that'd be so cool. You know, so I think that's an idea that I had that I thought was really exciting. I think as you do something more and more and more, and you're like hungry for it, right? All of a sudden you'll get these little spurts of ideas that sort of come to life as you're moving through the process. Okay. Go back in on the collar here. Compress. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. Okay. A little bit too thin, but that's okay. We'll just be slow and steady. What the fuck just happened? Okay. I don't even know what's going on right now with the spot. It's like oh man. Too much collapse. I went too thin. That's okay. I'll set that right over here. Dang, that just means this video is going to be long. This one's actually going to be really long. So I apologize for that, guys. What happens when I mess up? It's actually kind of okay though, because today I had some forethought and I left another chunk out thinking that something like this would happen. So you guys can see I went too thin on the bottom. I mean, that's some of the issues with throwing like what I throw. Like very easily can you sort of screw up. Because you want to get all that, as much clay as you possibly can from that bottom. That's all it takes is one little mess up on the bottom, and you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. So I'm going to try to cruise through this one here, so and then I'll cut to my commercial for the day. Yeah, that's one. Pour that in a little bit. Damn, guys. That's two mess ups. No. That's unacceptable. Well, now it really will be a long one. Alright. In these moments, guys, you gotta sort of like reset your mind, right? Like in this moment, like you ever play a game like chess, right? And you're missing like all of your pieces. You just lost your queen, right? And so you're sitting there like, what the hell do I even do, right? Like right now, I just lost my queen, right? That's what messing up to me is kind of like. It's a little bit frustrating, but also it's just part of that process of ceramics. But, you know, it's not really, how can I say this? The person who's pushing themselves to the brink of messing up constantly, right? Is someone who's going to grow to heights more than the person who perfected it every time, right? Or not perfected, but isn't taking risks with the forms that they're making, right? Like if you're messing up, you're in a good spot. But if you never screw up, right? You're not challenging yourself enough. And so push this down, up, nice, look at that, guys. There we go. claw grip pull. That's also something I think you can take to anything, though, like what I was just talking about. Right? Like messing up, although it's like extremely frustrating, and I understand. Oh my god. Lifting too much clay up. So that's like my S curve was lessening. But here, let's see if we start right underneath where we were just at. Wow, guys. It's okay. You know, I've had days where I can't throw for like 8 hours straight, right? Can you imagine that? Like you literally sit down for 8 hours. You can't make anything for 8 hours straight. It's pretty bad. But right now, guys, I'm fuming. Right now, I'm fuming. But like I always say, it's good to care about something enough to get viscerally angry about it. Right? It's like a good problem to have. Some people right? They will never even find that thing that makes them viscerally angry. I gotta leave you guys something to look at this time while I'm fixing up some more clay. So today we got my measuring tape. But it's good to care about something enough to point, you get pissed off about it. You just can't allow that anger, that frustration to dictate your interactions with other individuals. Right? Get pissed off, get angry. But also, control where that's going. Right? Is it going to your friends while you're playing a video game? Bad. Right? Wow, this is not enough clay. Gotta get some more. Right? Is it going to, I don't know, people that you go to school with? Because if something at home is like bothering you. Right? That's also, it's not appropriate. But if you can take that anger, that frustration, and just sit with it, and allow it to become like fuel for your next, maybe your next pot, right? If you're a thrower like me, right? Or if you allow it to become like the motivation for a new beat for your freaking what's it called? It's new album that you're creating, right? What an amazing way to take that frustration. Thank you, Mr. Tape Measurer. Appreciate it. if you allow that stuff to piss you off, to dictate your choices, I'm telling you, you'll always eventually regret some of it, right? I definitely feel that way. Ugh. Here we go. I'm gonna reset the video now. So I guess this will be a good time to go to the commercial break. So, all right, let me get my commercial break. Hey guys, it's me, Pottery Demon here, and we got a new special sponsor for today's video. This one is just shout out to this guy. I met him recently. His name is Pottery Demon, and let me tell you, he's a great guy. He does so much for the pottery community. He does so much for this channel. Yeah, here he is he's going to be showing you about mixing clay and then probably dance for you or something. All right, see you guys in a second. Hello everybody, it's me. Today I'm at one of the studios that I work at, and I'm going to be reclaiming some clay. I know in an earlier episode I don't even know what you call it, this week, right? Episode, that's so funny. But in an earlier video this week, I did a little thing about mixing the clay. I was using a drill and I was mixing it up, and then I put it out on top of these like big discs, to dry until I dry enough till I could wedge it, right? So now I'm going to be showing you the work that you have to do behind it, right? And so here I got all I'm doing is I'm just taking the clay and I'm making it into little pellets. Like I'm just ripping it up into little pellets, right? And so that way they dry even, and they also dissolve really nice when you get water on it, right? And so I just rip clay, all the clay. They have like a bunch of clay over here that like people have donated. And if it's too soft, it's good, right? But if it's a little bit too hard, I don't like to rehydrate it. I'll just let it dry all the way out until I can get it dry enough to where I can reclaim it. Here, let's see what we got here. I'll show you guys sort of my process on it too. All right, so that's all I'm doing, guys, is I'm taking some clay, and you can see here, I'll just push this out of the way so you can see the whole thing. I'm just taking pinches of it, right? And I'll just do like as many of these as I can. Sometimes I just rip them, right? Do you see how this stuff, I wouldn't be able to throw with this, right? I always think reclaim clay should be stuff that you have the ability to do anything with it. So sometimes you like it a little bit softer. For a lot of people like it a little bit softer anyway. And then if it needs to get harder, somebody can leave it out, or they can run it through the slab roller that's over here, and then they can take some of the moisture out and compress that clay. But you can see it's just kind of like a repetitive task. And thing is, right now they got backlogged a lot of clay, right? And so there's a lot of clay that's sort of left over, right? But what you can do, and what I think is good, is if you stay on top of it. Right now I'm setting up the system, right, of doing this, and then once I get it all sort of ready, right, then I can move this system along and it starts producing a lot, right? And if I can get ahead of the curve, right, then it just makes it really easy. I'd come in and I'd tear a couple things, and then I'd reclaim some clay. So it's just, this is the brutal part of the whole entire system, is just trying to get things started, right? But yeah, guys, I mean, this is practically it. And then today is also, it's Christmas today, right? And I was just thinking to myself, right, like, to some people Christmas is like a time to be with family, and it's like this beautiful thing. For me, Christmas, I'm not saying this is for everybody, right? But for me, Christmas is an excuse for me to be lazy, right? It's oh, Christmas is here. I don't have to do anything today. So I told myself, no matter what, today I got to get shit done. And so that's why I'm here right now. And then when I get home, I'll be making some more throwing videos for you guys. But yeah, it's just my mentality on it, right? Some people, they don't really even think about, and that's fine. But for me, like holidays are sometimes like my excuse to myself to not do shit, right? And so if it's not that for you, then don't even worry about it. But if you like woke up this morning, you're like, oh, finally I don't have to do shit, right? You know, maybe take a second glance at it and be like, okay, like, well, what can I do today to make this day have some sense of like tangible value, right? For me, it's doing this, right? Because there's something I learned too on the way into the car, like driving here today, is like there's so many people on the roads going to do shit, right? Oh, I can't have them beat me, right? I mean, it's okay if they do, right? I'm not like competitive that way, but I'm just thinking like, dang, like how cool is it for somebody to go on Christmas and go do work, right? Like, I think like I have a lot of respect for people that do that sort of thing. You know, they might get like holiday bonus or something. I don't know. Maybe there's like something alluring, but still that mentality to sort of sacrifice a day that's supposed to be like to yourself, right? To do something that's like a little bit more like difficult, right? That's always really good, I think. All right. But I'll see you guys in a second. I'm just going to rip all this up here. I got a lot of bags to go through, and so my time here is just going to be doing that. But I'll be cutting back to the video here. Maybe this will be the commercial, I guess. I'll cut back to myself here throwing in a second. So I'll see you guys in a sec. Peace. I feel I've got to run away, I've got to get away from the pain that drives into the heart of me. The love we share seems to go nowhere. Take my tears and that's not nearly all. Tainted love. Take my tears and that's not nearly all. Tainted love. Touch me please, I cannot stand the way you tease. Touch me baby. Tainted love. Alright guys, we're back. Hopefully there's some new energy, some newfound energy after that commercial. And I just messed up. I have 3 mess ups? Yeah, I guess so. 3 mess ups. Not good, but the energy right now is high. Apparently there's a new Godzilla movie out. Loved being able to watch that. I don't know about you guys, but when I was a little kid, I loved Godzilla. That was the coolest thing ever. I had a little Game Boy game, right? Where it was like a fighting game, but it was like a 2D fighting game, but done in a way where like the 2-dimensional sprites were on like an isometric plane view, right? And I just thought that was like the coolest thing when I was little. It's actually really hard too, but I'd play it all the time, like in car rides. I feel like some of my most memorable video game moments were like in the car, you know, looking out. It would be like raining and I'd like be playing like Pokemon Pinball or Godzilla, and I'd turn my head and I'd look out and like get the raindrops forming on the window of the car, and I'd watch as they sort of gather. Oh my God, guys. Guys, it's so bad today. It's so bad. Man, it's so bad. But as those drops of, I don't even know what you call it. Drops of rain, and they come down on the windshield, and then I'd look back over to my Pokemon pinball on my Game Boy. It was very memorable. I feel like they're like, I kind of feel like dreams whenever I think about them. And speaking about dreams too, last night I just remember my coolest dream. I don't know if you guys know a guy named David Goggins, right? But he's a big inspiration for me to like attack pottery as hard as I am, you know? But last night in my dream, I met him in real life, but in my dream, right? And I was so excited. I kept being like, oh, David, like, dude, it's such an honor to meet you, man. Like, do you think you could, like, you think you could come to my house? I want to show you all my pots. Like, I'm so inspired by you. It'd be an honor for you to just take a look at sort of like what a lot of your thinking has like allowed me to achieve, right? And it's so funny. I was like, we were walking to my place, my apartment here, and I was so excited. And then before I even get into my apartment, my alarm goes off in real life and then takes me out of my dream. Like, I've always had like that sort of dream that like I would be able to show like some of my biggest inspirations in my life, right? Like what their words to someone they don't even know, right, has like done. Oh no, it's too thin there again, isn't it? Okay, no, this one feels good. Holy shit, guys. But what their words have done for me, right? And I mean, hopefully one day, like I always say, it'd be the coolest thing. If there's a young man or a young person, it doesn't really matter, who connects so vividly with the things I say, and I motivate them enough to want to change their life. Man, that's a very valuable thing to have. Oh my fuck. My God, guys. Yes. Alright, so this one right here. This one's freaking nuts. I feel it. Now I just need to not fuck up this. The polling on that one. This was crisp. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whatever you do once, you do it again to exaggerate it. And then as you get to the top, slowly go outward a little bit, like you're training the clay. You're saying, hey, clay, you're about to go out. Right? So then when you do this part, it's going to work a lot nicer for you. Oh my God, guys. Fuck yeah. Dude, that's a good one. This is what we search for. I'll leave my mess ups in. I think it's important to like see those as well, right? A lot of them you could see it was always during some of my polls, right? I'm just trying to get really good at trying to do less polls so I can save more time. And then also I'm filming, so like there's that anxiety in my brain that I don't want to go over a certain amount of time. But obviously that sort of went down the drain this time, so I had to adjust. But it is good to let people know that I'm not a god. I'm not pottery god yet. That's the yet is the most important part about that. It's my aim. My aim is the impossible pottery god. But, for now, we gotta just take things one step at a time. Alright, so cut. And then this one too, there's enough of this clay on the bottom where I can do the cutting. I really do like the cutting the most. I think that these ones look the most like convincing to me. Like sometimes I think some of my forms like teeter on that edge of intention and like looseness, right? I love to be on that edge, and I love to convince people, right? And so sometimes I think that like these small little like ending details can really set a piece off, right? It's all just these big motions, these fluid motions of form that sort of talk about an expediency in the clay. They talk about a looseness in the clay. They talk about a rhythm of the clay, right? Think about like a rapper, right? Some of the coolest moments of a rapper, like that set them off for their career, are their freestyles, right? Like these to me are like a pottery version of a freestyle, but this one is fucking, oh my god, guys, this is good. This one will probably collapse, so I hope. The other one, by the way, collapsed. So whoopsies. The other one that survived, but it still is like, you'll see what I mean when I say they're acceptable, right? They're acceptable pots. Okay. I'm gonna open up this. I gotta give you guys something to look at. Fuck. Look at this. This is that's a cool clamp, guys. Look at that clamp. Just a really neat clamp. He's just skirting around. Thanks, Mr. Clamp, for keeping our viewers entertained. You guys can see as I mess up more and more, I feel like I get more and more chaotic. Like you guys are probably like, holy shit, calm down, bro. But it's okay. Go. Getting this clay wedged up here. Okay. Thanks, Mr. Clamp. It was an honor having you serve with us. Okay. Alright, guys. This is the last one. Feel it in my bones. The probability of me messing this up, 0. Absolute 0. That is important, guys. Like, especially ceramics, man. I'm sure you guys have experienced this in your life as well. But for me in ceramics, like those failures, like they just crush me every time I fail at like something in pottery. It feels like I'm letting myself down. Right? Or it just feels like I feel like I'm trapped, right? I think there's not like a more frustrating thing to me than like that feeling of like I'm trapped in some area, and no matter how hard I try, I can't escape it, right? That, talk about fear. That's terrifying. And so, whenever those things happen, again, I think yesterday I talked about that monk, right? Monk saying the worst thing that you can do is to stop trying. Don't fucking stop trying, guys. Whatever it is, don't stop trying. Alright. This has been the thing that's been crushing me in these recent times here. It's looking pretty good. That off. Here you go. Oh man, guys, these ending ones, feeling so good about them. Okay. Look at that. Great. So now, time to Okay. Oh, I ripped it. That's okay. Look at that, guys. Okay. Yeah, there we go. It's going to be a little bit taller, so this is going to be kind of fun. So I already can kind of feel it's going to collapse really easily in this middle part, but not so much on the bottom. So, take my hands. Look at that, see? Not so much on that bottom. Create some cool motion though. So great, guys. So happy that we could end off on a strong note here. I feel like the last two were pretty nice. Oh, it's ripping a little bit. You might get a tear here. Let's see. I gotta do a cut. This one feels necessary for a cut. We'll do quick cuts on this one. There we go. Oh, look at that rip. Hopefully it doesn't come all the way down. I gotta go on that side fast before it wants to go over an area. It's kind of cool. You can totally see the spiral. I think some of the cool pots are ones which, you know, they show you the inside from an like from a two-dimensional perspective, like one face, right? If this was a box, if it shows you like one of the faces, shows the interior. I feel like that's kind of a cool pot. A lot of the pots you'll never even see the interior. We got a lot of rippage on this one. I mean, guys, look at that shit. It's crazy. Okay. Gotta be gentle with this one. I'm gonna go over here now. Alright. We'll get some more of these free bats. Great. We'll set this one first because we just finished this one. It's kind of cool on the front there. Then we'll have the other ripped one next to it, right? It's like they're talking to us, guys, saying, hey, yo, what's up? It's cool. And then we'll have the third one. The one that I thought was going to be the one that collapsed first, but it's still with us. Look at this one, guys. Fuck. Oh, my God. Oh, it's a redemption pot. Yes! Yeah! All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. All the best and strong mentality. Peace.
So my coolest memory is this time me and my friends went to Indian Flame, and we were laughing at my friend's cat named Maggie, and she has a really big primordial pouch, and she's just chunky right there, and I just thought that was really funny. So funny that I blew a booger out of my nose and onto my friend's jacket, and I looked over at my other friend who I thought saw me blow the booger out of my nose and onto my other friend's jacket, but she wasn't laughing at me, she was laughing at the cat still. So it was undercover for a second, and nobody knew that I blew a booger onto the jacket. Also, I couldn't find the booger that flew onto her jacket, but I had to tell them later that I blew a booger onto her jacket, and it was pretty funny, and they bullied me about it for a minute. But other than that, it was okay.